It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be your host for this exciting, robust lifestyle show. I would first like to thank each one of our listeners that have tuned in live and the ones that will be listening to the recording on the podcast. I am just so very grateful for each one of you. And I am just overly excited today because we have a very special diva with us today, Colleen Graham. And she is going to speak about adventures of Grahamtown. Oh my, are you all in for a wonderful time today? Colleen, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Sure. Thank you, Joyce. My name is Colleen Graham, and as Joyce mentioned, I have a little western town that I've been building for 25 years, and I'm located near Lloydminster, Alberta.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. And you've been building this little Grahamtown for 25 years. Wow. That's a long time. That is awesome. Well, let's start by sharing a little bit about what is Grahamtown about.
Okay. Well, I started out and I loved riding, and I had 3 children, and I would take them to the neighbors. We would just ride because it was a fun thing to do. And everybody wanted to start doubling with us and coming back and ride with us. And so I was collecting horses because my girls love their horses and they get to be part of the family and you don't want to give them up. So I thought we'll just put down a picnic table in the middle of a field and start having some birthday parties. So that's how it really got started, and it just kind of through word of mouth. People love to come out and have the experience of riding a horse and just spending time with nature. And then as the years progressed, I just every year, I call it the slight edge because there's a book out like that. Just little by little, I would add on to my town, and it got so that every year people wanted to come out once a year or bring their family or their relatives, and they would be excited about what I'd done each year. What have you done this year? So that kind of fueled me because it got to be, I could really use my imagination, and every year I've added on a little building, and it's just become actually like a big little western town where you can actually just use your imagination and go to the store. The kids like to have weddings. I've got a little church. They like to play in the jail and be a doctor, or it's just kind of grown where I used their imagination, and they like to come and love and come and do things along with the family. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That just sounds amazing. So what you basically have created is a little western town. With Are they little like wood little buildings like you would see back in the Old West? Is that how you have created them?
Yes, I've used really old barn wood to build them all. I have a log cabin that's just really rustic. The whole place is really rustic. There's no power, or I have a generator, and I haul water. But it's, we use coal oil lanterns at night. And, it's just totally, you feel like you've gone back in time. And why I always feel so excited about it, too, is the kids, even though they're used to, spending so much time on their iPads or having to use their phones, they seem to, it doesn't matter how long they're there, they don't want to leave. And they just love using their imagination. So if they were going to the store, I've got a little store and I've got a cash register, it just goes up to $6. It's one of your older ones where, it brings up the number and a big ding. But really, I told the kids, I put it there so that they learn how to be helpful and how to be polite and how to be honest and how to make change, because that's kind of getting to be a bit of a dying heart. So my older girls, I teach them how to make change, and those that are able to do that, then they just take over the store. Now they become the storekeeper, and of course everybody loves to do that. So that's kind of one of the life skills that I like to teach the kids.
Oh, how fun. Now, do you do like a week-long camp with these girls, or do you have different time frames that you do throughout the year, or what kind of schedule do you have for the events that happen there at Grahamtown?
Right. So because we are seasonal with the weather, I open up May 1st, depending on the weather, but hopefully I can get going the 1st of May. And then I have after-school programs. We call it a pony pals. So kids come every night of the week at 4 o'clock till 6:30, and when they come, their horse is ready for them, and they have time to groom them and get to know them and make a connection. And then we go on a nice ride for about an hour, and my rides are quite different. We just have fun on our horses. So we might be playing Nutcracker, which is just like hide and go seek, but you're always turning your horses away from one another. So the horses, they like their job because it's interesting every day. And I'll have cowboy boots. Excuse me. I'll have cowboy boots set up in the trees. And then they have the task is to take it's called Candy Boot Lane, take their horse over to the tree, and then when they get there, there's a candy in it for them, and they just think that's the greatest thing. And I just find when kids are having fun on their horses and they're not really thinking about what they're doing, then they learn faster, and they learn lots of different life skills too. If you're in a situation and you need to get out of it, you have to figure it out, and it's between you and the horse. And they come up with some really great solutions, and then they're really proud of themselves. And I just love it when they're learning to have more confidence and even just being the leader of their own life. They know they have choices then, and they have to think about what can I do to get myself out of this situation. So in doing all of these different tasks, they learn to have more self-esteem and to think on their own, and just all the good qualities in life we need to move forward.
Oh, how beautiful. They're not only having fun, but through the horses, they're learning life skills that they will use throughout their life, and they're loving every moment of it. So it will be life skills they remember because they had so much fun doing it. It will be something they will share with their friends. And the horses, I mean, I'm on your website, and the horses just look like they're having as much fun as girls. I mean, they're just so relaxed, and you can see it in their eyes, and they're just like, this is fun. We have a good time with these girls, and that is just incredible. I just love that. Oh, my.
Yeah,
now,
for sure.
Do you also do, like, overnight for the girls when in the summertime when the weather warms up?
Right.
And
so my after-school program goes May, June, and then again in September. And my whole season, it wraps up October, depending on the weather. But throughout the summer, I have 3-day camps. So they would come, say, on a Tuesday at 2 o'clock, or 1 o'clock, sorry, and then they would be finished up 2 days later on Thursday at 3 o'clock. And then they have the parents that come, or grandparents, or whoever wants to come, they come to watch, and do a little show, and that's where they get to sparkle their horses and braid their hair. And the horses, they love all the attention that they're getting, and the kids really like to show their parents, how much confidence and what they can do with their horses in 3 days. I've had one mom tell me that her daughter learned more in those 3 days than she had going once a week all winter long. And it's just because they're so submerged in it, and that's their horse for 3 days. And in between times we do crafts, and, about every hour and a half we're changing the activity. We're off and on our horses doing different things. I've got a little area that is my 100-acre wood. I'm all about Winnie the Pooh and his Poohisms and what they can teach the kids. So we have like Piglet's Path and Eeyore Avenue and Tigger's Trail, and we end up at Winnie's Way. And that's a great place for them just to, it's a little bit more of a challenging ride. So maybe the first day we wouldn't do that. And then we would do that the second and the last day. But they get a lot of riding in and a lot of crafts. And we do pajama rides bareback. Just fun things. Yoga on our horses. Fun things that we can do with our horses. Fortunately, I have really, really quiet horses. And it's taken a lot of years to get that way, but they're amazing, and they're just great with the kids.
Oh, wow. Oh, that just sounds incredible. That is unbelievable, all the different things you are doing and all the ideas. You have such a great imagination to put all of this together of what is going to keep the kids' attention and making them enjoy it so much, along with having the horses enjoy the time with them too. Oh, wow. Now, when the girls come for like a 3-day, do they take care of just one horse, or do they go to different horses, or do they just kind of bond with one certain horse during that time?
Right. So when they come, I match them up. I can, I'm getting pretty good at matching everybody up, but I match them up with the horse's personality as well. And we go out for our first ride. And at that time, I can tell if it's a match or not. And if it's not a match, then we get all sorted out by that evening so that the rest of the time they do have the same horse. And what was that the question?
If they stay with just one horse, and then do they take care of that horse during the whole time, the feeding and the caring for it?
Yeah, they do. They learn everything from, putting whatever they're capable of doing, because I have ages 5 to 14. So whatever they're capable of doing, then we let them do, or we encourage them to do. And I just coach them as they go along, to try different things, or coach them in their riding or how to ride the horse. Right. So it's very relaxed atmosphere.
Oh, it sounds like it. And the pictures, it's beautiful country also, and that just makes it even that much more fun for the activities that they're doing with the horses. Oh, this is just awesome. Now, do you just do children, or do you also do women, adult women, or what are age groups that you usually do?
Right. So I usually do mostly the children's 3-day camps, and they also have the option of going home at 9 o'clock at night and coming back at 9 in the morning, just because there are some children that don't feel comfortable. But I do have, older guides that sleep with them. I've got a log cabin, I've got a bunkhouse, I've got a gypsy wagon. We've got lots of sleeping accommodations for them. But sometimes they just want to go home, or there's some parents that travel quite a ways, and they will bring their camper and stay nearby or stay right there, camp with them, and then they can go sleep with their parents that night. Yes, and then the other thing I do is I have an authentic women's workshop and retreat. So that is 2 days, and it's much different in the fact that when you're riding a horse, you're controlling him. And so when we're doing our equine assisted learning classes, which is what I do with the Authentic You ladies, is they're actually just leading their horse, and it's through props and this apparatus that we set up with cue cards, and they read what they're supposed to do, and then as they are leading their horse through, he immediately reflects back to them how they're showing up. And so just me as a facilitator step in and just help them to look at the horse's body language, and then they understand how they parallel it to their own life, and it gives them the chance to recognize where they might want to, continue bettering themselves in whatever area it is. And it's actually really, really powerful, because the horse is so honest, and all he wants to do is be safe and really just show you how you're showing up. So I'm really excited about those workshops as well.
Oh, I bet you are. Oh, that just sounds wonderful, because horses do. I mean, I always feel they mirror you. They are showing you what you are bringing to them. Your energy, and they're seeing that, and it is just beautiful. I know I have 3 horses, and oh my goodness, they let me know all the time. I'm going, yeah, you totally understand me.
Yes, yeah. You can't fool them.
No, you cannot. You cannot think, I'm going to put on a mask today and go out there and be with them, and they won't know. No, they know before you ever get there what's going on.
That's right. Yeah. And not just for example, one little girl at the end of my last camp, she goes, "Miss Colleen, do you never get too old to come to camp?" And I went, you can always come. And she goes, "Well, I told my mom I'm going to come till I die." And I always have to laugh about that, because they don't realize that I'm getting older. But I have a little 4-year-old girl that's really doing well. She's trick riding and barrel racing, and she's just got a really nice energy, and I have great hopes for her taking it over.
Oh, how beautiful. So you've already got one in the works that it could be a potential there to keep Grahamtown going. Oh, that is just beautiful.
And I've been really lucky, because over the years, like I've had kids that have stayed with me right from when they were 5 years old until they graduated. And what's kind of neat is now I'm working into my second generation. So, third, I guess. I've had children that have come when they're little with their parents, and now the parents are bringing their grandchildren. And it's really neat that over a whole span of years, they still remember the horse that they rode and the experience they had. So that really keeps me driving to keep going, because when you might have a really long day, but if you wake up in the morning and you love what you do, it's easy to get recharged. If you don't, it's difficult. Yeah. So I totally love what I do.
Oh, I can tell. I can totally tell in chatting with you that you're truly speaking from your heart. You love what you do, and you do what you love. And that is just beautiful. And the reward, I mean, like you said, even when you're tired and you start to think through the day of how you have touched lives, it must just be such a heartwarming feeling to be able to bring this into, be it the women's lives, or do you mainly do women and girls, or do you also do boys?
Well, with my after school program, I have a few boys. And also I have a lot of families that come and do a ride. So, yes, I can take all different people, but I just don't have boys for overnight. I raised 3 little girls, and I can handle the girls, but boys for about 2 or 3 hours is nice.
Oh, that is so special. Oh, I just love that. And your website, we will definitely post that because they need to go and see the pictures. The little girl with the little donkey, that is just adorable. And there's another one where the horse has her head down and she's petting on it. And it's just, you can just feel the emotions coming through from those kids' smiles and how big their hearts are and how they're loving what is happening there. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
That is just incredible. Now, do you continue anything during the winter months? I know it's cold up that way in the northern part, but do you do any activities with any of them through the winter months then?
Well, actually, I'm also a weight loss and wellness coach. And what I like to do is I work with women of all ages and just help them to build a solid foundation of, confidence, clarity, vitality, and get rid of some of their limiting beliefs, and just to do this with life skills and leadership, intentional living, so that they can really blossom into whatever direction they want to be their best selves. So I do that, just through my home. But how I've incorporated that this winter is with my equine assisted learning classes. I have right now different groups. I have women at risk and some of the staff. And I have just some other ladies that are really wanting to discover what gives their life meaning. And I have a few teenagers that are, suffering a little bit of overwhelm and just need a little bit of self-esteem. So I'm doing these sessions at an indoor arena that's close by.
Oh, wow. So you get to use the horses as your co-workers to help these women and girls in the wintertime as well as in the summertime.
Exactly. Yeah, there are teachers and they're amazing.
Yes, they are. They teach us so much. I've learned so much from my horses through my life, but it's just incredible. I know watching you have a beautiful little video on YouTube too that I just loved. And when you said about when you were growing up as a teen and your horse was your de-stressor, where you could go out and get with your horse, I'm going, oh my goodness, I'm not the only one that was like that.
Neat. Yes, they just did that in October. Followed me around for a day on YouTube with Grahamtown, and there's one other on YouTube that my daughter had been just taking some photos when the grandchildren. I had my 2 little girls, 7 and 4, taking the camp, and it kind of shows a lot about what we do at camp.
Oh, yeah. Yes, well, that little video I watched, it was breathtaking. It was just so heartwarming to see everything and the beauty and the kids and hear them. It was, you can just tell in their voices they're just having a great time.
They do. It's their town for 3 days, and it's just like playing house for 3 days and using your imagination. And it's just so fun to see all the things that they come up with.
Oh, yes. And like you said, using their imagination, I love that, because so many times in this day and age, we don't do that. Not near enough, no. I feel. And I feel it is so important to let them be kids and let them enjoy that imagination out there like that. Oh, wow.
Exactly,
how rewarding.
Yes, yeah, and I have a little rule that, we don't say anything that isn't nice or kind, so every thought is rerouted to how can we help somebody have fun at camp. And they really catch on to that, and they get thinking about how can they make their horses happier, and how can they make this a better place. I have always taught that to my kids, to leave things a better place than they found it. And it was so funny when I was telling that to the kids once. My daughter was there with her little one. She said, yes, and even when we left our hotel rooms, our moms made us make our bed. So it just, it's so funny what they remember, but it's just fun to teach the kids because they really want to learn and they want to have fun and do the best they can.
Oh, yes. Yes, they do. And just giving them the opportunity to do that, to use their imagination and to be able to see what they can do. That is just beautiful. That's a gift in itself to these kids. Oh, how beautiful, Colleen. I just love this. Someday I would love to get up there and see this. This just looks like so much fun, and everybody seems so relaxed.
I had one mom this year say to me, Colleen, you're really lucky. You've not everybody finds their passion and their purpose, and you found yours. And I really hadn't thought about it till she mentioned that. And I thought, yes, for sure. I keep trying to go somewhere else, but I'm like, no, I know where I need to be. So.
Oh, yes. And the YouTube video shows that. It just shows you're very relaxed. You're loving what you're doing. I'm sure you have moments where some of the times are a little harder, but it works through, and it's just beautiful. The video just truly shows that you have found your passion and purpose in what you're doing in life with Grahamtown. Oh, I love it.
Thank you. I could give you one little example where you just said it might not always be, and we know we had a lot of this year, right? So we were playing hand tracker, and one of the horses got off track a little bit, and her horse got bit under his belly and came running out of the bush, and she slid off. And I went over to her, and she was only 6 years old, but I looked at her and she goes, I fell off my horse. Where is he? It was just so fun. But what was the learning part of that is I was trying to teach them that we're all trying to be more like our horses. Now, let's just look, guys, after the chatter quietened down, how are our horses acting? Well, they're all calm and they're quiet. I'm like, yes, and they're moving on in life. You know, so often we hold on to everything. We talk about it. We relive it, go over and over it. When horses just, it's done, where they're really resilient. You know, we've got back to safety, and now we're going to move on with our life. And it's really neat because the kids think about that and they go, yeah, let's get going. We've got things to do. So.
Oh, yes, that is a great example, and horses do. They live in the moment, and they love that moment, and that is so beautiful. Well, I knew this interview would go very quick, Colleen. Is there a final tip you would like to leave with our listeners today?
Well, I'd love to see them come and visit Grahamtown and share some of our adventures, but really just do what inspires you. If you find something that you really like to do, then you know that's what you're meant to do. And I've just been very blessed to be able to do that. So thank you for interviewing me today, Joyce. It's been lovely talking to you.
You are so welcome, Colleen. Thank you so much for being on my Robust Lifestyle show. I loved every moment of it. It was just beautiful, and we will definitely post all of your links so people can look at your website and get in contact with you. So thank you again, Colleen, for being on my show.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
you're
bye-bye.
so welcome. Bye-bye.
All right.
And I want to thank all of our listeners for listening to this absolutely incredible interview with an amazing diva, Colleen Graham. And as I said, we'll post her links so you can check everything out about Grahamtown, and it is very exciting. Please share this show with all your family and friends, and check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and remember, lead from your heart and find out what your passion is in life. And remember, give your animals a great big hug and share all your love with them. Until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.